Sirius! No. Sirius! Expecto Patronum!
Hey there, LEGO fans and Potterheads. I'm the lawyer in the LEGO Shed, and this is the 38th in a series of videos that I'll be making as I build my way through the magical world of LEGO Harry Potter. I've been collecting the Harry Potter LEGO line since it started back in 2001 with the release of the very first movie, and for this video series, I'll be building sets that have been part of the more recent waves of Harry Potter LEGO beginning in 2018 and stopping with the 2023 releases. The plan is to go in movie order, and so without further ado, let's get started. Today we're covering set number 75945, Expecto Patronum. This set depicts the scene in The Prisoner of Azkaban where Harry and Sirius face down a horde of Dementors and are saved by a Patronus charm cast by Harry, albeit a time-traveling version of himself. The set was released in 2019, has a total of 121 pieces and 4 minifigures. This is actually the first time that this scene has ever been depicted in LEGO form and the first time that we have ever received a LEGO rendition of a Patronus in any format, let alone Harry's. Just for a quick overview of the set itself, we can pull it out here so that we've got a frame of reference. You'll notice right away that I have already made a few minor changes to mine, just based upon my own personal preferences, which we'll cover those just very briefly. But overall, I think the set remains pretty intact for any, even those minimal changes that I did. So aside from our 4 minifigures, which we'll cover a bit later on, we have 2 brick-built trees, some ground beneath each of them, and then a small little beach area with some rocks and some small tree work or some small foliage work there. Then we also have a Patronus figure here as well to include. So aside from that, that's pretty much it in the way of actual things. And then in one of our trees, we actually have a little Patronus charm play feature that you can shoot at the attacking Dementors. But other than that, that is the sum and substance of this particular set. As far as things that I really liked about this set, I loved that we chose to show this scene in particular. It's one of the more emotional, intimate, and adult scenes in the entire movie. So it was nice that we got such an intense scene to be the subject of a LEGO set. I also think that this one goes without saying, but it was nice to finally get a LEGO Patronus, and one that was not brick built, but molded and in such an impressive color. I'm just going to show this off here since we won't really cover him when we're talking about the minifigs. But he's in this great light trans blue with little speckles of glitter in him, so he looks really great. The horns are a kind of softer rubber element, which makes sense because they're the same mold as the reindeer that they did with Santa's sleigh. And, I could see easily how that would be a hazard for little ones, but overall, I just think this guy looks really, really great in this nice light trans blue. As far as other things that I thought were pretty great, we talked about subject matter and about the Patronus itself. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. As far as things that I didn't love, the trees definitely leave something to be desired. I think they are rough, in my opinion. I know that Lego is constantly trying to find new ways to build these, but these ones just didn't cut it for me. Maybe more foliage would have helped, but I think the overall structure of them just struggles as well with these kind of odd little attachments here, rather than something a little more full and three-dimensional. I also wish that they had come up with a way that we could have mounted the Dementors in the air so that they looked like they were flying. One of the more haunting elements of that particular scene is the fact that we have that swarming thing that's happening with Harry and Sirius with the Dementors on the beach. And it would have been nice to kind of bring that element into this particular set here. But yeah, with that, I think we can now move on to the minifigs themselves. We'll start first with Harry. Harry is an exact version of the one that we have already seen in 75957, the Night Bus, and we're going to see him again in 75947, Hagrid's Hut Buckbeak's Rescue. So I'm not going to spend any additional time discussing him here, but here he is, and here he'll stay in our set. Next up, we have our two Dementors. We've already talked about how great I feel they look. They are identical, and they are identical to the ones that we saw in the Hogwarts Express set, which is 75955, and we are going to see them again in a set based on Deathly Hallows later in this series. Yeah, so I think I've already noted what I loved about them previously, but we got two of them here, which is excellent to kind of demonstrate their presence in the scene itself. But last but not least, we got a great Sirius minifigure here. He is the only unique figure for this set, and it'll be pretty obvious why here in just a second. But as our only unique figure, you might remember I said that I was pretty disappointed in the Shrieking Shack version of Sirius that his printing did not extend down to his legs. Well, they have solved that problem with this one, so he's got printing all the way down, just like his cloak does in the scene itself, which is wonderful. And it's nice to just get a more full and well thought out figure. All the elements I mentioned last time, his hair, his face, they continue to look great. So it's excellent to see a fully realized figure of Sirius here. I'll actually note something as this particular set highlights this fact for us. I have noticed that when looking at the 2018 to 2020 waves versus the 2021 to 2023 waves, it seems as though the minifigs in the 2018 waves were more likely to have full body printing than those that were released in 2021, or for the 2021 to 2023. And this is the case with Sirius here, right? This version of him came from 2019, so it was in that 2018 wave. And then the one from the Shack came from 2022, which would have been a part of the 2021 wave. So whether that had something to do with Lego cheaping out on us on things specifically in response to the pandemic, I don't know. But overall, it's been pretty consistent that we are more likely to get greater detail in a minifigure from that first batch 2018 to 2020 than we are in the 2021 to 2023, which a little disappointing, but there it is. So for my overall impression, I just really enjoyed this set. It was an entirely new subject matter. It had all of the essential elements to recreate the scene that it was depicting, and even or everything but the non-plant elements, I thought all looked great and met my expectations, and in some cases exceeded them. So that is it for set number 75945. If you are interested in following along on this journey with me, please feel free to follow the account. And if there's anything else that you think I should be covering in these reviews, go ahead and drop a comment in the comment portion here and let me know. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching and have an awesome day.